What's up, guys? Adrian here. In this Brute Shoot, we're gonna discuss the four-person teams, right? Dave dropped on us just a few months ago that the teams were gonna be going from six-person teams to four-person teams. And this was a question that was submitted from within the community to exactly just know kind of what my thoughts and opinions were about the transition or the change. I know you guys have probably heard a lot about this already. Everyone's given their 2 cents. So for what I'm gonna share with you, I'll keep it pretty brief. All in all, I think we are now seeing the transition or the end of the recreational CrossFit athlete. And what I mean by that is the person that's putting in the 1 hour a day, the 90 minutes a day, that is gonna be able to perform at such a level to make it to the regional floor, even on a team, is now almost passing us by. And I say that because the change of making the teams with one less male and one less female allows the availability of people to commit to a team for all year, allows the disparity to kind of be put to the side. And you guys can kind of understand this or follow along with me if you even just take a look back at the quality of the teams at the games this year. And maybe you followed them, maybe you didn't. But if you look at the top four on every or any given team that was on the games floor this year, they all had usually a talented set of four, right? And then that third female or that third male maybe held them back in particular movements. Maybe they were stronger, maybe they were weaker, maybe they were more aerobic based or biased. But their weakness, usually for that third individual, was really nitpicked or picked on at some point, whether it was at the regional level or the games level. Now that those athletes aren't even gonna be present on the games floor, this opens a whole new opportunity for a more elite set of teams to make the games floor and or even the regional floor. So that's my first point, is I think it's gonna be really hard for even people that have just been showing up at the CrossFit gym for 5 days a week for an hour and a half to make it to the regional floor. And like maybe this past year, they still have that opportunity. The next thing is that, you know, when we consider what the test will look like, it's gonna have to change and shift a little bit. With the more talent that will be on the floor, with the less human bodies that will be present, the test is now expanded a ton, right? The time duration of the workouts in regards to time domain from sprint style workouts to longer style workouts will change. The amount of work that the athletes will be asked to do will differ. So that's gonna be something that we'll have to look forward to. And I personally am looking forward to it because I know for a fact that it's gonna make the whole entire test a lot more exciting because of the variability that is now an opportune for Dave to kind of like push on the athletes, right? So there's gonna be more unpredicted tests that are there. The next thing that we've got to consider is just the end of the affiliate team, right? Or the end of the affiliate cup. And what I mean by that is that because it's again four athletes, I think it's going to be a lot more likely for people to fly into a state and live there for 6 to 8 months in order to adhere to all the rules, in order to make all the expectations that CrossFit puts on a gym. In order to make that happen, you're going to see probably people forge together from different sponsored either supplements or clothing lines and forge a team for an entire season. And I think this is going to be something that will continue to clearly level up the competition, but also in a sad way almost put an end to the affiliate cup. Even from a standpoint of the Wasatch Brutes, we were all brute strength training athletes, but we were all local to Salt Lake City. You know, none of our team had to travel more than 25 minutes to make it to practice, to make it to the gym. And so we all weren't from the same local gym from all the past 3 years, but at least we had that local Utah theme that people could get behind and stand behind, and then those at Wasatch CrossFit could really be proud of. But now I almost think that now we're gonna start to see these people flying in from California to Virginia, from Virginia to Florida, and you guys get the idea. All in all, I think it will be a great test. I think that it will be something that is clearly going to change the way that the team approach of training and the way that the test goes forward in the future. And I think that all in all, it's gonna raise the expectation of the community for what they're gonna be watching and witnessing on the floor when it comes to the team competition. It won't be as easy for the individuals to leave the individual floor and just be able to make a team and make it to the CrossFit Games. And I think that the time is right for that, because I think that we are gonna start to see that transition happen time and time again, where people kind of stepped out and kind of thought that, oh, a team's gonna be an easier way for me to make it. It's gonna be an easier way for me to have an opportunity to win the CrossFit Games. Not anymore, it's a whole new ball game. And I wanna give a shout out specifically to Dave Castro. Hey man, if you wanna change the name so that it doesn't have to be the Affiliate Cup anymore and make it something new since only 4 teams, I would gladly hold on to that Affiliate Cup and just take really good care of it. I'll make sure that it has a safe place to stay at Wasatch CrossFit and that people are always excited and spending quality time with it. So if you don't need it back this next year, it's all good, but if you do and you're gonna hand it down to the team that takes it on next year as a 4-person team, I'd love to be present to hand it off to the next followers that get to carry it for the next year.